may be done under double wave yellows. It may be done pretty quick actually because the JCB is already there, so that's going to be done over battle there across the road, and it seems to be adherence to the yellow flag, which hopefully will now build to the gravel track. Always worrying when they come across it for the first time because they haven't seen it previously, so they're going to have to be on their toes, which they all have been, which is good stuff. So everyone doing well to keep themselves out of harm's way. Threatening clouds continuing to roll into Snetterton this afternoon. I think there's more heavy rain on the way by the looks of it as we get a slight break in the weather. But so yeah, dark clouds on the horizon could mean for more wet weather for possibly not this race, but races to come later on this afternoon. But Jonathan Candler is still leading. Matt Nossiter across the line was just under 7/10 of a second back there, so he had brought the gap down. That time through he was the quickest man as well, 2:46.660. So that's good news for him, making inroads into the Peugeot of Jonathan Candler. The one of Daniel Abbott is still behind in third place, and he is now 2.3 seconds adrift, although that gap has come down as well. So Dan Abbott in the fiddly stuff through the infield have really closed in on the BMW. So Dan Abbott now getting a little bit confident in that Peugeot, the red and grey one, which sits there in third place. Honda Civic of Harding and Slayton not too far adrift in fourth place, and then we see the Toyota Celica of Stuart Donovan, which heads its way through in fifth. And then there's about a 3-second gap back to 6th place, which is the 126 machine of CM Racing's Cameron McLean. And then the order starts to break up as we head towards the back of the top 10. Of course, this is a trophy, so again, just a series, no championship points up for grabs for the trophy. So far, blowing towards the front between the top two. Last time through, as we mentioned, 7 seconds. Matt Nossiter could have thrown slightly more back to the driver. Same, but the one between third and fourth, I think, has come down because as we go through, it's going backwards. Third, it's also gone up between first and second because Matt Nossiter has lost a little bit of time to Jonathan Candler. That now sits at 1.8 seconds. No fastest laps that time through, although there was a personal best from the Harding race car. In third place, so there's a potential place on the podium up for grabs for the 69 machine, the Honda Civic at the minute. See if he can do anything before the pit stop window. We're not too sure which driver is in the car and which one is to get in, so it could be a quick one, it could be a slower one, we're not too sure, but they want to fight on and they want to try and get everything away as possible as they can. Only about 40 seconds away from racing, so it's been a very quick first part of this race. Only helped due to the safety car being out there for the first 2 laps. But Jonathan Candler has not been anywhere but first place in this race so far. Managing that gap between him and Matt Nossiter as they go down towards Oggies once again, but as I said, the top four really strung out that gap between them and the rest of the field. Stuart Donovan is trying his best to hold on, but he's just dropping back in that Toyota Celica. And then behind him, good progress now being made by number 77, which is Jamie Ward in his Ford Fiesta. Because last time through, he was 1.5 seconds quicker. So Jamie Ward in the red Fiesta is now closing on the 5th place man. And that's what I said earlier on, in terms of these conditions, they're going to benefit definitely the left-hand cars, not the road the other Ford Fiesta. Now there's been great racing car make sure in there for Alex after the first 15 minutes. And the car is trying to change, but up the road, down through the bottom hole now, goes quite not quite there, but it's going on back to the start. That gives the main chance of catching the race wears on. James one first car. In at 6th place at the minute, just making all of the inroads. So a really good run here for Jamie Ward up across the line on this occasion. What does he do compared to Stuart Donovan up the road? That was good. Further up from them, there's still not much change happening. The gap has now stabilised between first and second. So from Jonathan Canner in Class C to Matt Nossiter in Class B, there's now 2.3 seconds. Personal best lap time comes from Daniel Abbott, 2:47.1, and also a personal best from the Harding and Slater Honda Civic to the 2:47.3. So they're both improving, and to be fair, both of their lap times were quicker than the leaders there. Next man now, working his way past Cyril's restaurant down towards Agostini. Jamie Ward is, as we said, the man chasing in car number 77. Both of these drivers are solo drivers, so they won't have to hand over. They'll come into the pits whatever time they choose in the space of the next 15 minutes. They'll sit there, they'll get a little bit of a chat with one of their team members, quick update, and they'll be back on their way and into the race once again, once that time has elapsed, the stationary minimum time that they have to endure and adhere to. But yeah, the pit window is now open. We're 2.5 minutes into that pit window opening. And we have yet to have open board. They can now choose when they wish to come into the pit lane. Let's see if any of the front runners choose to do on this occasion. Jonathan Canberra, first man outside for pit lane. Stays out, Matt Nossiter stays out, third place Dan Abbott stays out, and a lot closer now in fourth place is going to be the number 69 car then, so the Honda Civic looking to make a move on this occasion. Aaron Harding and David Slater looking to try and line up towards the tunnel. Daniel Abbott stays in third place for now, but that was a good move looking to be done by the Honda Civic as they went through Richard's corner. The gap opens up by about 3 or 4 car lengths as they're heading towards the Wilson hairpin. And then let's see if we can have a move on the run down towards Palmer. Mainly now all of our cameras are clear so we can actually see what's going on out there on circuit. All the drops are falling off the camera, so you can see very clearly what's happening around up, and it's back up in the right direction there, so that was handy. Full 360, back on its way, and that car heads onto the Bentley Straight for its 6th time of asking, yet to complete lap number 6. Most of the race leaders have done that. They are already working their way down towards Hamilton. Jonathan Cameron still leads, Matt Noster 2nd, and 3rd place for Daniel Abbott. Has that Honda Civic got through? I don't think it has. Let's have a look through the trees. No, it hasn't, but Daniel Abbott's got a lot closer to the 2nd place man of Matt Noster. The BMW now with a consistent starting drive. Now starting to go with the quick stage, but isn't it? The cars don't like the real drive BMW. Get that power down in a minute, whereas the Peugeot and the Honda Civic seems to be working very well in these conditions and starting to close that gap on the 2nd place man. Further back, Jamie Ward has now caught Stuart Donovan for 5th place, so the Toyota Celica is under attack here from the Ford Fiesta. Gets much better drive through Oggies, and the Ford Fiesta goes through, so that one's been coming for quite a long time now. And finally Jamie Ward goes through, so he set that up very nicely, got the move done, didn't hang around. That's the most important thing, to hang around. Right up until Fiesta as well in Class D. That is fighting, in fact, full class lead with Jamie Ward in the further Fiesta up the road there. So 6 and 7 in the way down the Bentley Straight. Jude Worley exits the pit lane. Alex Green, Fiesta with the right Tesla 56 machine as well. So that's going to be the sole pit stop of the race. I think also Cameron goes through, Noster goes through, Abbott goes through, and also so does another 60-yard machine of Harding and Slater. They're not quite close enough this time to make a move up towards Ritchie's. They're still thinking about it. They go dramatically on the brake. A good brake there for the Honda Civic, but then they just lose the ground on the end of the corner. They head up towards the hairpin. The right front there between qualifying and the race, I reckon. They've had some dramas in qualifying, but still running pretty strongly at the minute in 7th place. Next through in 8th place should be the number 98 machine, which is not the case because number 22 has now gone through. So up to 8 goes Dave Guthrie for Fiesta. 98 got down to 9th place, that's midway to Suncorp, and Adrian Pottinger at the 10th, number 75. For Fiesta, so getting a little bit busier now down there. 6 cars in at the minute. Some of the front runners leaving it till the latter stages of the pit window closing, just to make sure there's hardly anyone in there, which could be the case. There's 28 cars that still run by the looks of it. Yeah, 28. So if we do 5 per lap, 5 or 6 per lap, it shouldn't be too congested. As now the Celica comes in, the 144 machine. So that is Hobson Racing. So they are into the pits. But what's happening with the front runners? Well, they're on their way down the Bentley Straight for the 8th time, so we're waiting for Jonathan Cameron to appear. The gap was closing, of course, between 2nd, 3rd and 4th, so just wondering if that BMW now is under attack for its 2nd place. Well, there goes Jonathan Cameron through. Now, 3rd place, Devin Abbott was caught unawares there. So the Abbott car has dropped down to 4th. Get back to 3rd, waiting for Jamie Ward to appear in 4th. Yes, only now coming to Nelson, who's 15 seconds. The last three seconds of the race between 4th and 5th. So we get some sort of frequent level of Trackday championship started, and everyone else was left. Exactly what's happened in this race. The top 4 has started, and everyone else has been left to go on the big and been left their own time. So some of the problems have been coming in really handy for us to get late. One of the races the race leader, the 3rd place man, which is the Honda Civic of Aaron Harding and David Slater, and also the Daniel Abbott Peugeot is in as well, so they should come out effectively in the same order because there's a bit of a long window. You can't try and undercut that. Hamilton just held up slightly there with the team members not knowing where to go. But again, as I said, Daniel Abbott won't have to do too much. He will just driver change. So Aaron Harding, or whoever it is, handing over to the second driver, which is going to be David Slater, and then they'll strap that driver in, and that'll be good. It shouldn't take too long actually. It should, with the help of the teammate, it should be done pretty rapidly. So strapped in, make sure the driver's comfortable, and then just wait for the clock to tick down before you're sent back on your way. Further down, Jonathan Campbell just sitting there as well. Team seems to be happy, door is open, only looking at water or fluid being given to the driver. Apart from that, best way normally just to let them do what they need to do, and when it's all sorted, Jonathan Campbell will be the first man, should be the first man to head out the pit lane amongst those three. And it should be exactly the same order as we came in, although the number 69 Honda Civic may struggle to get out there because the Peugeot came in front of it and has kind of parked a little bit skew with there, so he's going to have to maybe back it up. That might be a wise thing. Back that car up, and then, yeah, exactly that. And the driver who has just got out is backing that Honda Civic up, or trying to get it to back up, so they get the best clear run out of the pit without having to slow down and go around that Peugeot 306 of Daniel Abbott. So the stopwatch is being shown to the drivers, just making sure they know what they need to do. And of course, they have to judge how many seconds left, how long it takes to get to the lane. Give the indication of when it's good to go, and when he starts moving, and everyone else around him will start moving at the same time. So there's nothing really to choose between the top three as they came in. With these three cars in the pits, of course, Matt Noster has carried on his way, his merry way down the back straight. Now, as they get through, he goes, there goes now the back onto the circuit, stepping the third place goes down. Now this is late carry on, will be able to try to come into the car, away from the pit window closing. It's 2 minutes 47 to do a lap time. I think Matt Noster, yeah, is going to be safe and coming this time round. So into the pit he comes. The team are waving him down vigorously in the fast lane. Matt Noster has done well. Can he get a podium finish in this race? That is the question. We have a few drivers still yet to pit, including number 77, which is the Jamie Ward Ford Fiesta. That is now coming in, so Ward is in. We are then also waiting for number 2, which is Stuart Dornberg. Now we can look as well. Thomas Steffel with the 165 car, having some laps to Murray. Side by side, and Thomas Steffel just trying to give himself enough room not to get hit there, but will he come into the pits or will he continue that fight? I think he's going to come for the pit lane, probably the wiser of the two choices there. So yeah, Thomas Steffel comes into the pit lane as well, and then the only other one that we should be seeing is the number 55 machine, which should be in shortly. That's Simon Morris and George Wright, and they are apparently, yeah, they're in the pit as well. And then the audio is also the final part of it. That will be all pit stop served, and that will be the pit window closed in around about a minute and a half time. So good stuff from there. Unfortunately for Matt